Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to Kern High Network Football at Frontier High School. I'm Kenny Calvin, joined with my former coach, the legend, Rick Van Horn. Coach, how you doing? You excited for this battle?
I'm doing good, excited about this. First time I've seen Frontier this year. I don't know about you.
First time I've seen them as well.
So first time we're going to see the Frontier Titans against Viewpark from L.A. Don't know much about them, but charter school from L.A., right on Crenshaw Boulevard. Tough inner-city schedule. 0-2. So I don't know if they know what they're biting off when they lined up the game against Frontier here.
Absolutely. Well, the one thing I'll say about Viewpark, I've had a couple of teammates from that neighborhood, so you know they're going to have some talent. They don't have much depth, being that they appear to have about 40 total players. But more than anything, like you said, Frontier's been playing a better brand of football in recent years. They're 1-2. Have had an interesting start to their first 3 games, and we'll figure out just how well prepared they are.
We will, yeah.
So before we get to kickoff, we want to thank our sponsors at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Motor City, and Bakersfield College. Amazing week at the opening of Bakersfield College Stadium, even though it was a lopsided game. But more than anything, we are ready and prepared for Frontier to host the Viewpark Knights. I had a chance to look at some Frontier stats. You got Mr. Plugi averaging 131 yards per game passing.
Young sophomore quarterback, big kid, but, is injured and will be out this game. So the big key for Frontier, because he's the one that makes this whole drink work. He's the straw that stirs this thing. So he, depending on how long he's out, Frontier's going to have a problem at least throwing the ball. And that's going to bring it onto the shoulders of Israel Chavarria, senior quarterback, who's taken some snaps last year, but now he's the guy.
Well, when looking at numbers, I saw Jaden Smith was probably their most productive offensive weapon. He had 9 catches for 149 yards over 3 games. Those are pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't pass it that often. So Frontier gets the football first. Viewpark to kick off. Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn. I almost said Vance Palm. I'm so used to saying VP for our Renegade broadcast. But we do have Dr. J on production. It's going to be an exciting night of football in the Northwest. Officials getting everything set. Checking with our sideline judges. And I believe we will begin right now at Frontier High School, Kern High Network Football. Ball is kicked. And it'll be taken at the 13. Nice wedge, still on his feet. And that's Jacob Munmanavong.
We got to get that name out of the way early, don't we?
Yeah, that's why I didn't say it earlier. I didn't want to torture it and have his family coming up the stairs on us, Coach. But
I still don't. Man Vong.
Munmanavong. I'm going to just call him the Moon Man.
We're going to call him Jacob M.
First and 10.
Jacob M is another offensive weapon they got. So they've got Jaden Smith and Jacob.
Twins right, pistol formation for Frontier. Viewpark. A 40 even front looking to bring pressure, and they do. As Frontier goes with the swing pass. Taken out across the 50 on the first play, and how about that for Frontier? Great confidence builder, right, Coach?
Yes, it is. Always good to start out with your best play on the first play to get that first down. My goal was always to get 2 first downs every drive, no matter what.
Absolutely. Great opening play by Coach Chris Bandy.
Now, Viewpark comes in this game 0-2. They're struggling a little bit. They were 2-8 last year. Frontier comes in this game 1-2. they're looking for a win before they hit league, because if they go 1-3, they're going to hit a tough SYL.
They go play action pass. High and incomplete. But like you said, Coach, they started off against St. Bonaventure, lost 38-13, Frontier that is. They go to Paso Robles and win 20-10. And then they go to Ridgeview last week, and they lose 63-43.
Yeah, they lose a shootout. What they got out of that game, though, is they got the confidence on their offense. They put up 43 points against a good Ridgeview team.
Absolutely.
And what that did was gave their offense confidence that they can score on some of the best teams in town.
2nd and 10 for Frontier. Twins right, pistol formation. And they go motion. They're going to go power off the left side for a huge gain. Still on his feet, carrying everybody with him for a 16-yard gain. And we do have a flag.
That looked like Caden Hernandez, number 25 for Frontier.
Caden Hernandez with the tough run. And even though that may be coming back, as you see Frontier march back, you got to love the effort out of the young man.
Yeah, he's built low to the ground. So in between the tackles, he should be pretty good.
Well, Coach, I'm going to ask you this. Is it one of the most frustrating things ever to see an illegal shift penalty on a run play?
It is, especially when you're in the 4th game of the year and you're still making mental mistakes like you did in the first game.
Absolutely. Wipes away a 16-yard run, making it 2nd and 15, and they go right back to the same play and get back to the original line of scrimmage, and it looks like a Viewpark player took a huge hit from one of the linemen. It looks like he's going to have an injury timeout. We'll get a number for you shortly. But that gives us a chance to catch up, Coach. We really didn't have an opportunity to have a huge pregame. So talked about them putting up points versus a good quality Ridgeview team. That does give a team some confidence, correct?
It does. And, of course, there was a little side story to that, because Coach Cohenford was the former head coach at Frontier and now is the head coach at Ridgeview. So he's coming back with a little snot in the nose, and
Absolutely.
he wanted to send a message to Frontier, which he did, and that's fine. But Coach Bandy and his group, they responded back. It was 100 points scored in that game.
When I saw that score come across when me and Titan Tom and Dr. J were over at South High, I was expecting some fireworks based on the fact that I knew Frontier would want to go in and compete. Everybody's expecting Ridgeview to blow them out anyway. Yeah. But it's a great job to actually respond and not just get put away totally. Yeah. You show some promise in putting up 43 points against a quality league opponent.
That's right.
League opponent.
That's right. And Frontier needs these games. They were 3-9 last year. So they're hanging on. They're in the SWIL, which is considered our power league, but they're just barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth.
Understood.
They're in Division II in the Valley rankings, and probably in the middle of the pack, and probably closer to moving down to D3 than staying in D2.
Okay. All right, well, we have the injured player was number 6, DeAndre Armstrong. The Titans will have it with 3rd and 10. They'll go shotgun spread set. Ball is caught in the flat. He's going to be tackled after a 7-yard gain, which is going to bring up an interesting 4th and 4 call. And in that territory, which we deem no man's land, what do you expect, Coach B?
Well, I think if Coach Bandy wants to send a message, he's going to go for it.
Absolutely. You definitely don't see any movement on the sideline.
And I don't know if this Riley Hernandez, who just caught that ball, is related to Caden Hernandez, but probably a good possibility they are.
Speaking of a Hernandez, we had a young Hernandez playing DB for the Renegades that played very well in a lopsided game. 4th and 4, shotgun, and they go fake the bubble screen. Oh, improvise it. It's caught. breaks the tackle across the 20, down to the 10, 5, touchdown, Titans!
And we talked about Jaden Smith. That was Jaden Smith. He's their Swiss Army knife, so he kind of does a little bit of everything.
Great job by the quarterback.
Yeah.
Extending a play that was actually defended very well by the outside backer. They run bubble screen, and when we say bubble screen, that slot guy is releasing on a swing route, covered very well. Quarterback extends the play and throws a nice touch pass over his head. Beautiful. 9:33 remaining to play in the first quarter. Titans score first. Viewpark looking like it may be in for a long night.
Well, that was kind of the thinking I had coming in.
Low snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. 9:33 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 Titans. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Current High Network football. Just watching them even.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home.
And we are back. Frontier Titans, after a couple of penalties, Coach, end up making it work. Methodical 60-yard drive.
And a crucial fourth down, they scored a touchdown to Jaden Smith. The thing I'm impressed about, Chavarria, the quarterback for Frontier, is a backup.
That's very impressive.
And his first three passes he could throw the ball a little bit, And Frontier is not going to drop off that much from their starter, Pluggy, who is hurt, to Chavarria.
Amazing play by Chavarria. I forgot that quick that it wasn't the starter. But here we go. Titans, they go with the squib kick. Taken on a fair catch. No time off the clock. Titans up 7-0, and we get to see the Viewpark offense for the first time. And I believe that penalty is going to be an illegal fair catch, based on the fact that I don't think you can fair catch a squib kick.
That's right. The ball hit the ground. The ball had touched the ground first, and he caught it on a bounce and called a fair catch.
Absolutely. So that is the call. So illegal fair catch signal.
Yeah. Luckily, that's only a 5-yard penalty.
First and 10 for Viewpark. They'll come out in the shotgun spread set. Two receivers to the left. Frontier coming out in what appears to be a 40-odd set on the defensive line. Viewpark goes with the inside RPO run. Bounced outside for a 3-yard gain. And we have Tyjari Williams on the carry, I believe.
Now you're going to be saying a lot of names, same names, both offense and defensively, because Viewpark has a lot of players going both ways.
Absolutely, and Coach, I gotta say this: that silver with the white number is a tough combination to identify. Trips right for Viewpark, 2nd and 6. And they go RPO inside run again, and he bounces it out again, breaks one tackle.
That's going to be close to the first down. They're going to have about a 3rd and 1, a short one.
And that was Chima Uka, number 14, that got the first carry. Those numbers are so blinding.
But I like that silver.
I like that silver too. Very impressive.
Silver and red.
Reminds you of your old Blades, huh?
And the old running Rebels of UNLV.
Oh, yeah, and your Rebels. How can I forget? Trips left for Viewpark, and they go with the inside run again. Nice move outside.
He's going to be, he got the first down. They're moving the chains. A lot of running there for 1 yard.
Coach, I actually thought he didn't get it. That was a generous
I did
spot.
too.
So Viewpark, out of Southern California, I was told that they were supposed to play a different opponent. We end up getting this game on the schedule.
Very late, I understand.
Very late.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, has to be a confidence builder to see them get the chains moved after giving up those points.
Yeah.
We have a timeout, Viewpark. We'll try to take another quick break with 7:58 remaining to play in the first quarter on Kern High Network Football with Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door, only $29,990.
Welcome back to Kern High Network Football. 1st and 10 for Viewpark, and they go spread. They go inside run again on the RPO.
Looks like we got a flag down. Probably going to be a hold against Viewpark.
Viewpark not showing a lot of variety in their offense, but when you do have a short roster, sometimes you have to simplify things, right, Coach?
You do, you know. And they're a small charter school in downtown L.A. coming up here to take on one of our bigger schools, Frontier High School.
Well, Coach, I got to be honest with you, and you know this personally. I loved beating up on those L.A. schools when they came down here.
That's right.
I had so many cousins and relatives that played on some of those teams, and they just thought they would come down here and walk through us, and it never happened. The penalty makes it 1st and 20. Spread set for Viewpark.
Going deep. Overthrown. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 20. The one thing Viewpark didn't want to do is chase the chains all night.
Absolutely.
Last year they were a very pass-oriented team, very spread, threw the ball almost 300 times last year. This year they started out already in this game. That was their first pass. So Coach Ken Henderson's changing this philosophy a little bit.
And it's definitely frustrating after seeing them move the ball. And they go with the swing pass out into the flat. Still on his feet, breaks one tackle, but great pursuit by Frontier. Kamari Jones on the catch, made one man miss, but that's what you love about a defense that's willing to sacrifice and run through the whistle, because there was about 10 guys within a 3-yard radius. Coach.
Yeah. You want to. It's all about gang tackling. Get everybody to the party.
Absolutely. Want to take this time to thank everybody at the Kern High Network. Stan Green, Director of School Support Services. Javier Valdez, Editor and Coordinator of Public Information. Victoria Valencia, Design and Public Information Specialist. Miguel Garcia, Design and Public Information Specialist. 2nd and long. Was that 3rd and long, and Viewpark overthrows the receiver. Tried to catch him on a crossing route. attempted for Michon Marshall, the 5'10", 140-pound receiver. And that's going to bring up 4th down after Viewpark was actually moving the ball pretty well until that penalty.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what Viewpark brings to the game here against a clearly overmatched opponent in Frontier.
Yeah, very impressed with Frontier on that first drive. They look like they mean business.
Yeah.
And it was a balanced variety of plays, inside and out, couple of bubble screens, swing routes.
Well, you're gonna a new quarterback, when you're breaking him in like this, like Chavarria, you're gonna get him. You're gonna do things that he does well. You're gonna what they call, refer stay in your lane, and they're not gonna have him do.
Oh, the ball is fumbled on the punt attempt, and Frontier is going to recover it. Caught Coach off guard a bit too. I was looking at you, Coach, thinking that the ball was going to be punted down, and the punter just dropped the snap.
Andy Zandate, number 28, recovers for Frontier. They get great field position here. They're already in field goal position.
Well, Coach, I got to tell you, watching body language of the two teams, it seems like Viewpark was not prepared to get off the bus in this first quarter. And now they got their backs against the wall. 1st and 10, Frontier in the red zone. And they're going to take the heart out with the fade. And it's almost picked off. Great play by the DB. Playing it at the highest point.
It looked like number 5 there for Viewpark.
Varian Steele, the 5'8" senior, does a great job attacking the ball at the high point. But I will say that the ball was a bit late from Chavarria, but that's one of the things that comes from not getting the first
team reps.
Right, Coach?
That's right.
2nd and 10 for Frontier, 6:11 remaining to play, and they hold a 7-point lead. Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn.
They're giving Jaden Smith a lot of area out there.
and he breaks that tackle right there, and that might be why. They may have seen some film on this kid, and they're giving him a little bit more respect than I expected them to give. But great effort by Smith.
Yeah, he could have ran the slant there. They ran the bubble. I would have ran the slant because they're giving him a lot of inside room there.
Second and 3 for the Titans. Pistol formation. Tight end motion. They go 27 power, and they got a hole. Across the goal line and another touchdown, Titans, but there is a flag. There is a flag. We'll stay right here for a short announcement from the White Hat. And it looks like an illegal procedure penalty against the Titans will take away the touchdown.
That's going to bring them back, and it's going to force those cheerleaders to run all the way back.
Well, Coach, we talked about the last illegal formation penalty on a run play.
That's right.
Now they have the procedure.
That's already 2 in this first quarter.
That's why me and Coach Van Horn got so much gray hair up here, plays like that. Julian got his covered, so we don't know how many he has in there. Third and about 7 for Frontier. They're going twins left, shotgun pro set.
Well, don't be surprised if you see Jaden Smith involved in here, but they're going to go.
They go with the power.
It looked like Riley Hernandez, who caught that ball earlier. Now he's running the ball, but that's probably going to be against Frontier.
Riley Hernandez, great job on the ground right there, Coach. But when I did my research defensively, he was the name that stuck out more than anybody from a numbers perspective. So I was anxious to see what he was going to bring on the other side of the football as well. But that holding play is going to bring it back very late in the run, so it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Titans. But another penalty that takes away a great scoring opportunity and conversion attempt.
That's true. And Coach Bandy's got to take a look and say, hey, we can't do this against a BHS or a Liberty or Centennial down the line. You know, we've got to be able to, when we get guys on the ropes, we got to take care of business.
Absolutely. Twins right for Chavaria. They fake the handoff, and they go with the flood play. Open in the end zone, and it's dropped. Amazing route combination. Great call. But that's going to bring up 4th down on the incompletion. Coach, what did you see there?
Well, just a little 7 route, what you call post corner there by Jaden Smith.
Wide
nice
open.
Ball, yeah. Now that was just you're wide open like that. You got to come down with that catch.
And we talked about the last ball on the other side on that fade being late. That time, Chavaria did a great job getting it out on time.
Yeah.
Because there was underneath coverage. And if you throw that late, that's going to be an interception.
That's right.
4th and 9. Titans attempting the field goal. Kick is up. Kick is no good. So the Viewpark Knights escape the drive.
After the bad snap on the punt gave Frontier great field position, they couldn't. They come up blank.
Man,
goose eggs on that.
Tough opportunity to give away. While we have a change of possession, we want to thank Frontier High School for hosting us today. Principal Vicki Thompson, Brian Easter, AP of Instruction, Aaron McTuick, AP of Administration, Jenny Mattern, Dean of Students, Mike Gibson, the Athletic Director, and Lynette Cornford, Activities Director. Beautiful campus you guys have here in the best view of the moon in the county. 1st and 10 for Viewpark, heading south.
September 13th and a full moon.
And they faked the run with the RPO and hit the flat. Receiver in the flat for a 7-yard gain. Nice job by Viewpark, keeping the Frontier defense off balance.
Nice little boot play on the 1st down. Good call by Coach Ken Henderson.
You got to admire coaches like Coach Henderson. I mean, because, Coach, I know you've had short rosters before.
Yep.
It's one of the hardest jobs to do is get guys motivated to play when they don't have anybody behind them.
That's right. That's right. And they know they're overmatched going in.
Absolutely. Trips right for Viewpark, and they go with that RPO run again. We have a couple of flags, so this one looks like it'll be coming back. Want to thank our sponsors at Motor City, Kern Schools, Kern High Network, and, of course, the Palace on Panorama, the Harvard on the Hill, the Mansion on the Mountain, Bakersfield College. The Renegades will be down south, heading to L.A. tomorrow to play El Camino. It's going to be an interesting test. They have a lot of speed.
El Camino's always tough.
Did you guys play El Camino?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They every year, you know, there was times where they'd throw the ball 50, 60 times a game.
And back then it was unheard of, right?
Yeah. And they were one of the first wide open spread teams, run and shoot, that you saw on the West Coast.
Absolutely. Trips left, and they go inside run again. More of an ISO play for nothing. That's going to be a 1-yard loss. And I got to tell you, I talked about numbers jumping out at me for Frontier's defense. They're doing a great job outside of some of the early runs, allowing containment to be taken away.
Well, just like they've got us up here, great defenses, it's hard to pick out individuals.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many guys where at the pile.
At the pile.
Party at the pile, whatever it is. So,
absolutely.
When you're picking out individual guys, then that means plays are being made downfield.
Yes, and the defense is not that great. Trips left. Viewpark goes to pass, and they go with the swing route. One-on-one matchup, one person to beat, and great tackle by Kevin Hughes. Because if he doesn't make that tackle, that's probably going to turn into an 85-yard touchdown.
Very well could have been. But that brings up a 4th down now, 4th and 10, and it looks like Viewpark's going to have to punt. And one thing we've seen is their kicking game is probably not up to par with their offense and defense.
Yeah, very, very lackadaisical on that last attempt.
We've had a botched punt already, or botched snap by Viewpark. To start the game, their kickoff, I think, bounced at the 30.
He gets this one off. And the ball will be down at the 49 of the Knights. If you're listening underneath me, we have Titan Tom Myers. I want to thank Titan Tom for getting these rosters together for us, Coach. It's pretty fancy, man.
They are. I feel like Curb Hurst Street on Saturday morning college game day.
Well, hey, Coach, me and Titan Tom had an amazing game to call last week at Golden Valley. They won their first game in 19 games.
That's right. And that was good for Coach Kane to get his first win under his belt.
Coach Kane, great job. Amazing play on both sides of the football by this organization. 1st and 10, Frontier Titans, 3:08 remaining to play on Kern High Network Football with Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn. And Frontier is going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick break as quick as possible and be right back after this.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home. Current Schools. Together, we have something special.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell-down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door only.
And we're back on Kern High Network Football. 1st and 10 for the Frontier Titans. Frontier Titans 1-2 on the season, facing an 0-2 Viewpark Knights team out of Southern California, Los Angeles. And the Titans go with the ISO through the A-gap, and it's tackled right away.
Couldn't tell if that was 63 or 53 there.
Yeah, and I believe it may be 53. Coach Benjamin Hatch, 5'10", 265-pound senior. Looked like he was excited to make a play right there.
Yeah.
Pistol formation for Chavaria. And they go ISO again. Great blocking up front. And I'm definitely going to get that man's number because Tyson Welch, the offensive lineman for Frontier, has just brought us some pancakes at night because he just put somebody flat on his back, Coach.
You know, Frontier's already wasted 2 timeouts, and here we are still in the first quarter. You know, they got to clean things up a little bit, I think, in order to to be ready to go when they hit that SWYL.
Absolutely. Because you definitely don't want to allow a team, as they go with the outside run, the power is taken outside. Huge gain of about 16. Jacob Moon Minivong.
Moon Minivong. That's what Tom said, huh?
That's what Tom said. We got to go with Tom.
All right.
No disrespect to the Moon Menenvogs family. 1st and 10 Frontier, but amazing run. They go with that RPO-style run.
Yeah, that like an outside zone there. Kind of a, back in the day was a sweep, and now they call it, an outside zone.
Absolutely. Pistol. Twins left set. Moon Menenvog and Hernandez join Chavaria in the backfield, and the ball is swung out. Great blocking downfield by the receiver.
Looked like number 4 for Frontier, Jaden Hudson.
On the stop, number 14, Chima Uka.
Nice blocking on the edge by Jaden Smith. We talk about the big plays downfield, catches. He dropped one earlier, but he's getting open. He had a couple of nice ones. Coaches like us love to see receivers blocking.
Yes, we do.
1:22 remaining to play. Frontier in the red zone. They're going with the bubble again. Great job by the DB, and the helmet comes off, and they're going to call a flag. And you got to wonder if it was a face mask.
Well, it looked like the helmet came off from the back to the front, opposed to a face mask would come the other way. But I kind of question the white hat there because I don't know if he really had a clear picture of whether it was the kid grabbed the helmet or not.
And that's the conversation I believe coaches are having because you have the side judge who didn't call it.
Right. And you've got the white hat who's in the middle of the field, and that plays 25 yards from him.
So we talk about how special this opportunity is, how great Kern High School District is doing. You got the Achieve magazine. That is available at every campus. You can also get those at Kern schools. But how about this broadcast opportunity?
Personal foul.
And it definitely was a personal foul, face mask penalty.
Against Viewpark. But again, I kind of question that call from the white hat. Not that it didn't happen, but his position to see it.
I agree. Nonetheless, that's going to be a 1st and 2. So maybe they went ahead and gave it a 5-yard variety because they're not giving them the automatic first down.
That's true. That's true.
Shotgun spread set, and they motion the trips. And we're going to have encroachment by an anxious Viewpark Knights team.
Encroachment against the defense.
And that's going to give the Titans a 1st and goal. And if you're that coaching staff of Viewpark, you got to be asking your guys, hey, we're outmanned already. We don't need to give them anything else.
That's right. That's right. Good thing for Viewpark is that Coach Bandy, and you and I have watched this game for almost a quarter now, and Frontier could easily come out and pound the ball on them and eat up clock and win the game. But since you have a new quarterback in, knowing that you're not going to be able to do this down the line on your schedule, you've got to get him, accustomed to throwing the ball, comfortable in that pocket, and keep your receivers out there oiled up and ready to go.
Got to keep your fancy tools out there on the edge happy as well.
Yeah.
But, Coach, you make a great point. You don't want to just line up and run with a team that you know you're going to handily beat, that you have outmatched when you know you got league play coming up.
That's right.
Great point, Coach. 1st and goal from inside the 5-yard line. Pistol formation, and they go power off the right side, and it's going to be touchdown Titans. Moon Minivong is putting on a show, Coach. I'm going to have that name down by halftime.
Yeah.
Frontier Titans up 13-0. They'll be going to attempt the kick. Able to overcome some of the penalties Frontier has.
Yeah, they still, I'm sure the coaches down there, I know Coach Haslip, the defensive back coach down there with his hands crossed over there, he's not real happy.
Coach Haslip. Didn't you coach Haslip as well, Coach?
Yes, I did. Brought him down. He was USC Trojan.
Absolutely. We talked about, and it's 14-0 after the kick is good, but we'll stay here. Or was that the end of the first quarter?
That was the end of the first quarter.
So end of the first quarter, we'll try to take a quick break and allow Dr. J to have some hands-off camera time. And we'll be right back with more Kern High football right after this.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell-down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door, only $29,990.
Welcome back to Kern High Network Football. Kenny Calvin on the play-by-play, and I got lucky and got my coach, Rick Van Horn, as my analyst for tonight with Dr. J running the board. Frontier Titans up 14-0, kicking off, and it's taken at the 16. Ball carrier get it out to the 32-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10, Viewpark. So, Coach, first quarter analysis.
Well, I mean, it's all Frontier. Of course, as being up 14, there was kind of a sloppy 14.
Definitely.
And they know that, and they got to clean it up. And, you know, they've got 2 weeks here. They've got Viewpark this week. They've got an Independence team that's down a little bit this year, scheduled for next week before they hit league play. So they got to clean up some parts of their game.
Yeah, I agree. And as Viewpark takes the snap, you have their receiver, Varian Steele, another illegal motion penalty. And we talked about pre-snap penalties and how tough it can be on a team that's trying to get momentum going. One of the things that you definitely don't want to do on a first snap of a drive is have a pre-snap penalty.
That's true. And you know, inside the box here, Viewpark is outmanned. So they need to find ways to play games outside the hashes.
Great point, Coach.
With their guys, their skill guys match up with Frontier skill guys, but it's the interior guys in the box that don't match up with the Frontier Titans.
Great point.
So they've got to create ways to get the ball outside and get it to their playmakers outside.
Absolutely. Exploit the matchups that you can find.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the things that we always talked about the L.A. schools that we would face. They had tremendous talent on the edge from skill position perspective. But when you go into the interior, we were always more of a next-level team facing those L.A. schools. You know, everybody wants to be a receiver in L.A.
Yeah.
And we have a quick timeout. 11:18 remaining to play. We'll thank our sponsors once again, Motor City. Also, Kern High Network, as well as Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. And the greatest junior college institution in the world, Craig, in the world, Bakersfield College. You know, Coach, one of the things, I had a great experience as a Renegade. I was able to start 22 games. But one of my most cherished moments was getting that phone call from you when you told me that you found a picture to put on that cover. You know, and just having that, you know, I've accomplished a lot in this 43 years. But I'll tell you what, man, doing that for me was one of the most special things that ever happened to me, and I appreciate you for life, Coach.
Haley Street Heroes.
Haley Street Heroes. Go get that. A lot of great history in that book. A lot of great history in Kern High. 1st and 15 for the Viewpark Knights. Viewpark had a chance to keep this game close. Made some mistakes But they're going to go RPO pass. Oh, and that's going to be intentional grounding.
Well, he was out of the what the college and the pros say, out of the box.
Absolutely.
Forward. That was actually a pretty heads-up play by the quarterback, DeAndre Armstrong.
Oh, and they do.
But they do.
They do throw it, Coach. But you did have a point. It did look like he did get out of the pocket. What I was wondering was, did the ball cross the line of scrimmage?
That's true, and it didn't.
It was close.
He's waving it off.
Okay. Great communication amongst officials. So it will remain 2nd and 14 after the light confusion. After the late.
Now we've got a score at the end of the first. BHS 7, Ridgeview 0.
Well, Coach, you know I'm not supposed to be biased in broadcast, and so I won't. But because I had a great opportunity over the summer to give some cleats to a couple of drillers, but I also had opportunity to give some cleats to a couple of the Wolfpack guys. So great opportunity to see those cleats being put in action tonight. 2nd and long for Viewpark. Shotgun snap. They throw the fade, and there's no completion. Oh, and an extremely late flag on an uncatchable ball that the receiver wasn't even looking for. So we'll see what this call is going to be. Oh, so if it was a hold, I understand. Oh, offensive pass interference. Very, very unique call. Okay, back there, back judge. You're on our side. He on our side, Coach. We the DBs around here.
He had to make his presence felt.
All right, hey, that's my kind of guy. I'm usually not friends with the zebras.
That's right. Well, that was declined, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and about a long 15.
Well, you know, I always joke about my relationship with the officials. I joked about messing around with Mr. Nick Ellis, who's our photographer for Kern High Network. Mr. Patton. I used to call him the mustache back in the day. But I love seeing those guys as an adult now. Now that I have some sense, we can communicate.
Yeah.
3rd and 15 for the Viewpark Knights. And they come out in the trips left set. Pistol formation. Huge pressure. Oh, and that could have been picked off.
Should have been picked off.
Should have been picked off.
Eric Miranda drops that interception. He kind of looked like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night against Cam Newton. They should have picked Cam about 3 times, and they dropped all of them.
Yeah, great finish to that game. How about the call by the Panthers going with that gadget play in Hargraves, who played at one of my most hated schools, former Florida Gator, making that tackle.
Yeah.
4th and 15, and it looks like Viewpark is lining up the punt, and they are all over the place. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be turnover on downs. Once again, after the horrible snap by Viewpark, and it's going to be 1st and 10, Frontier Titans, with 10:26 remaining to play in the 2nd quarter. So while we got a quick change of possession, Coach, let's get Dr. J's perspective on the 1st quarter. Dr. J, what do you think is going to lead to Viewpark trying to get back in the game? Or are we going to see Frontier continue to pour on some pressure with this short field?
Cut down the penalties. That's what's hurting them right now. A penalty on every play. And no team can win when you ball down with that many penalties.
Absolutely. Frontier comes out in a full house backfield, and they go with the old school power play and huge hole.
And we talked about that, at the start of the game. Frontier knows they can line up in a power eye back, and pound it on these guys for 4 quarters and wear them down. They've got a very small squad, close to 35. A lot of guys going 2 ways, but again, they've got to get their skill guys on the same page with a new quarterback. Isaiah Israel Chavarria.
Absolutely, Coach.
So, but there's times like this. You see they played around. Last time they got a bad snap with good field position. Ended up in a field goal attempt, which they missed. Coach Bandy's not going to play around here. He's going to put it up, get a lead, 21-0. Second half, he's going to have a good chance to play some guys that haven't seen a lot of time this year.
Absolutely. And so, Coach, since we got an injury, we'll take a quick break with 10-14 remaining to play and come right back with more Kern High Network football right after this.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first card, everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell-down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door, only $29,990. Or save up to $10,000 off select Sierra HD models. Summer sell-down offers end September 3rd.
Welcome back to Frontier High School with Kern High Network football. Frontier looking to go heavy, and they go full house backfield with the quick toss to Hernandez. Hernandez is taken down. Huge play in the backfield. Tackle made on the play by number 5, Varian Steele. And one thing that I always like to talk about real quick, Coach, is the fact that when your back is against the wall, who wants to step up? Great play by that DB right there.
Yes, yeah. And this gives, Coach Bandy and his staff a little luxury to try out some new stuff. Who's can do that? We know Hernandez can't get the edge now.
Absolutely. So they go right back to the power. Inside run, and this looks like it's going to be another touchdown, Titans.
All right, there you go. That's your guy.
Moonmanaball. I'm telling you, Coach, I'm going to get it down. Titans up 20-0 over Viewpark out of Los Angeles with 9:09 remaining to play. And, Coach, you called it. You said that the Titans would come out looking to pound the football on an undersized team.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
They had to get themselves a little room before they start trying some things and getting some guys in some playing time.
Absolutely.
Gives them a little freedom now with their new quarterback. Oh.
And we got movement. While we have movement, we'll thank our sponsors once again, Motor City, Kern High Network, Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, and Bakersfield College, the mansion on the mountain, the house on the hill, the place that made me great. Never forgotten. Frontier, the kick is up. The kick is good, and we have a 21-0 lead for Frontier with 9:09 remaining to play. So, Coach, we'll stay here for a sec. Just thinking about upcoming games. Frontier will be at Independence next week. It'll make them feel a lot better going into a game like that. Even.
Well, it'll, things keep going the way they are. They're going to even up their record 2-2. They have to be feeling a little pressure. They were 3-9 last year.
Tough.
And so they've got to when they've got a team on their schedule that they can beat, they have to beat them. And Viewpark is one of those teams. Independence may be one of those teams. They've been struggling a little bit this year because you're going to get the teeth of your schedule here in a couple weeks, and Centennial's looking good. Bakersfield, Liberty, Stockdale's up this year.
Stockdale's doing well this year.
And Garces with Joe Campbell, their quarterback, back, they're going to create some problems.
Kick is kicked off. And it's taken at the 12-yard line by Terrell, and he has a huge hole. He'll get it out to the 35-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Viewpark.
Their best starting position of the game so far. If you see a lot of people in that end zone down there for Frontier, that's staff appreciation night.
Wow.
So all teachers and faculty and workers at the school are there eating, watching the game. One thing I do have to give a shout out here is every time I come to a Frontier game, I'm always impressed by their band. They've got one of the best band directors, if not the best, and Doug Kelly here at Frontier. They did well when they hired him.
I was told that they had a great band by Titan Tom last week. Spread set and low snap. And the quarterback with nowhere to go just takes the sack. And it's going to be a 3-yard loss, bringing up a 1st and 13. Or 2nd and 13, I should say.
Well, that's
for the Knights.
Back in our day, they would call that a coverage sack, but what you've got to realize is there wasn't a whole lot of pressure put on by Frontier's front four. And it looks like the quarterback for Viewpark, DeAndre Armstrong, was told, don't scramble, you're our only guy. There's no backup behind you. Go down.
Gotcha. Shotgun spread set. Looks like movement on the right side. Nonetheless, tough run for about 4 yards. And like we said, some of these skill position players, they're still playing like it's 0-0, and that's what you like from an undersized team that's down.
Yeah. Even though they're a small charter school in L.A., they've got a few players that could play for anybody in town.
Absolutely. So Frontier has to be feeling good. You're playing without your starting quarterback. Your backup quarterback has come in and played very well. You're not turning the ball over. And you're able to work on some things when you have a lead. But if you give up any points right now, you can't be as comfortable.
That's right.
3rd and 10 for the Knights. And they go with the fade. Oh, and the DB falls down, and a great catch on the edge, as we just talked about, Coach. And he's knocked the wind out of himself.
Trying to get a number on him. Number 1.
And that's Tajari.
Tajari Williams. And who's that left corner for Frontier? I can't tell. Is that number 4?
Yeah, we'll get a number on him. It looks like Jaden Hudson.
Number 8 looks like.
Okay, so that will be Jaden Perez. Inside run for Viewpark, but as I said it, that's exactly what they did. They have an opportunity to make plays on the edge like you talked about earlier, Coach. They got to try to find some of those matchups, right?
That's true. And actually, that ball wasn't that pretty that he threw.
The DB fell.
Yeah, I know it.
And then the receiver fell over him, but made a great grab. Trips left for Viewpark. Has to be feeling confident after crossing midfield. Handoff inside running. He has some room and he has some speed. One man to beat. To the 5. Touchdown,
I think he's
in. Viewpark. Wow. Oh, and we have a flag at the 30.
Really?
Oh, and that was right at that mesh point where he cut up field, Coach. So maybe that's why there was a hole. Oh, you got to hate seeing that if you're the Viewpark coach. You finally make a play to get into the game, and it's brought back on a hole.
You know, I like what I'm seeing out of number 14 for Viewpark. Chima Yuka.
Coach, I'm telling you, we're getting some challenges with these names today.
I'm telling you.
Achieve Magazine, you can get it at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union or any high school campus. I'm going to try to talk Roger Fessler into putting a picture of me and Coach Van Horn in there.
You tell Fessler he owes me.
2nd and 10, and they go swing pass, and just like Dr. J talked about when we went to the break with him, penalty after penalty. And sometimes when you have a short roster and guys start getting tired, that's one of the first things that's going to start happening, right, Coach?
Yeah, especially from the line judge that's 40 yards away here on a ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know exactly what this call. Boy, he's got some good eyes.
He definitely does.
Whew.
That's one of the things that we hated to see as coaches was a flag thrown by the opposite official.
Right.
It's like, why didn't your man call that?
Yeah.
So we got some communication going.
So he definitely couldn't see what was going on the play side. So whatever hold was had to be on the backside here and really not involved in the play.
And it's just like we talked about it. You know, that's one of the most frustrating things as a coach when you got a penalty that's called away from the play.
Yeah.
Most often at times, all you have to do is get in the way. You don't have to touch anybody. Just get in the way.
That's right.
Nonetheless, 2nd and forever for Viewpark after a touchdown was taken back. And they'll go back to shotgun and throw the swing pass. Ooh, nice move by the running back. Makes 2 people miss. Turns what should have been no gain into a 12-yard gain. And that's our guy, Varian Steele. His parents must watch a lot of Game of Thrones because that's what they made those swords out of on Game of Thrones. It was Valerian steel, but either way, it's kind of close.
Yeah.
Varian steel.
And like I talked about earlier, you know, Viewpark's got to play games. They got to get better matchups on the outside. Here Absolutely. I've got 2-on-2 down here. I've got 1-on-1 up top. Let's play those games. And a lot of green, yeah.
Oh, quarterback dumps it off just in time. And your man, Chima Uka.
He's still playing hard. Down 21-0, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. And
that's going to be 4th and 11, and it looks like they're sending punt personnel on, which is disappointing.
Well, if I'm Viewpark, and I've had 2 bad snaps already, I'm 0 for 2. I might go for it here, but they sent their punt team out and going to take another try.
Hey, maybe this is where they finally try that fake they've been working on.
And it looks like they got a new punter in there. I can't tell. Looks like 68.
Low snap, and he gets it off for beauty. Oh, it looked like a beauty off his foot. But it's going to trickle down to the 14-yard line.
6:56. Punted that ball.
And Coach, we'll stay here since it's 4:30 remaining in the first half. One of the toughest things about seeing a team full of skilled guys, offense is special teams a lot of times, right? You got guys that are so focused on being the individual that they don't understand the concept of working hard in special teams.
Right.
And that's why you see some of what you see.
Well, that's always, especially when you got a lot of two-way guys, they feel that's their time to take it off.
Yes.
And coming from great special teams, that's the time to turn it on.
That's when we turn it on, Coach.
Yeah.
You know it. I love special teams.
I mean.
Ooh, inside reverse on a beautiful play to Kevin Hughes. Nice inside trap play from the H-back, Coach.
Yeah. Frontier would like to get a score before half. And so you're going to see them open up the playbook a little bit here with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. They want to get another score going at halftime at 28-0. That's going to allow them to, that second half, to empty the benches and get some guys some playing time.
Absolutely, but you definitely want to come out and execute on this drive to put a stamp on it, because like me and you know, no game's out of reach until the 0 strike, and they do take a strike, and it's caught at the 45 to the 20, 10, 5 touchdown Titans.
Jaden Smith, second touchdown of the night. Jaden Smith, and that was our first time actually seeing him in open field with burners as he runs the skinny post, and he ran by everybody. And that was an excellent ball by Chavarria, the quarterback, putting that ball right on the money. Nice touch. I didn't see the other kid play, their starter Plugi, but this kid's not bad. Absolutely, and I will say this, Coach, as they attempt the PAT. I like the fact that Coach Bandy didn't just sit on the ball. He took the advice that we just said and went right for the jugular. Get a score, get that 28, nice, comfortable lead. You're going to come out second half. You're going to take that first drive, and you're going to want to put it in the end zone, and then you're going to call off the dogs. Absolutely, and then, you know, you're hoping for a running clock. You're hoping to go in the league, play without injury. Yeah. It's been a pretty clean play game. This is Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn. 3:42 remaining to play at Frontier High School. We got Dr. J on the board, director producer for today. You know, it's always an honor to have the ability to take part in this experience, because as former Kern High School district guys, I couldn't imagine what my life would be without having the opportunity to do what those young men are doing out there on the field. So we want to thank everybody at Kern High Network and our sponsors at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Motor City, and Bakersfield College, as Frontier is putting on a show. Titan Tom Myers got the house rocking downstairs. The home stands are filled up. And I got to tell you, that black and blue looks pretty sweet to me, Coach. High kick. He'll be taken at the 10. Tackled immediately at the 17-yard line. Looked like number 13 for the Frontier Titans making a nice tackle. Derek Puskaric, wide receiver and linebacker, the senior. I like that name too, man. That sounds like a linebacker's name, Puskaric. 1st and 10 for Viewpark. Viewpark has had some moments each drive, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties. You know, their touchdown run there got called back. That was a beautiful run as well.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line for the night.
Low snap, and they go with the fade again. It worked so well last time. Jaden Perez said, "Fool me once, shame on you." Not going to be it twice, and he does a great job cutting the man off. That time, Tajari Williams fell down. That was one of the things that goes unnoticed in coverage. You know, we're former DBs. I like to talk coverage. Sometimes you're not going to get to the ball, and sometimes you do have a mismatch on a receiver who may be faster than you. But if you can position yourself to cut him off, like he did there, you covered him. That's right. So great coverage. Spread set for Viewpark. And they're looking to air it out, but they're going to be sacked by a host of Titan defenders. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long. And Coach, Frontier bringing a little pressure that time, but again, DeAndre Armstrong holding the ball a little long. You know, and that's kind of the problem when you come into an offense like Viewpark. A lot of their routes are down the field, deeper routes, which means the quarterback has to hold the ball a little longer, which allows, of course, the defenders
more time to get to you.
Absolutely. Not a lot of timing on the routes. You're not seeing good footwork in the pocket.
Right.
I haven't seen him square his feet up and actually put his hips into a throw.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get it off any way he can. And that's not going to make for good football being played in the pocket. Nonetheless, spread formation, 3rd and long for Viewpark. Oh, the high pass is going to be incomplete as they attempt a quick slant. And it was attempted for Tajari Williams, and that's going to be bring up a 4th and 15.
You know, and when you come into if you're Coach Henderson and, you know, with the start of the season with Viewpark, you really don't know who's coming, who your feeder schools are because you're a charter school. And I see somebody standing on their sideline, and he must not be 3 feet tall.
Oh, another tough snap. High punt. Oh, and it bounces to a Frontier. He's going to be stacked up at the 27-yard line. But amazing job by that punter to get the punt off.
That's right. That's going to give Frontier great field position. With 2 minutes left, they got plenty of time to get their 35 here. And they might be calling dogs off right after halftime.
Well, I'll tell you this, Coach.
Look at the Viewpark player right down the 30-yard line behind the coach in the red there.
Yes, I see him. I see him. Man. Hey, they're getting them started early down there.
Boy, I tell you what.
Wow, I wish I could get a number on that kid. 1st and 10, Titans. I couldn't even spot him at first, Coach. That's funny. And they go power. Nice block and patience by the running back. It's going to be about a 9-yard run out to the 17-yard line.
Bazanich there. That's about the 5th ball carrier Frontiers used this first half already.
And it alludes to your point that you talked about. As the game stretches out, it gives you an opportunity to get guys reps because you never know when you're going to need those guys.
That's right. That's right. The long season, just like they lost their starting quarterback last week.
And they run the power off the edge. I was just about to say that was an amazing block by the left tackle. But it looks like that's going to be a holding call. And if young linemen, if you're watching this broadcast, I've talked about it multiple times. As they call the holding call, one of the things you have to be conscious of on that play, it was a power play to the outside. You have them blocked already. All you have to do is stand there and turn. You don't have to grab. Football, more than anything, what I learned, Coach, and what you taught me, was about positioning. You know, I was never the fastest person on any of our football teams, but I was always in the right position to make a play.
Yeah.
And
that's 75%, just moving your feet.
Absolutely.
Your feet won't get you beat.
You heard it from the best. Frontier, and they're going screen. Nice design. Blocker set up outside, and it looks like one man to beat. Great feet, and it's going to be touchdown Titans.
Reese Greer.
Amazing design and setup.
Well, you know, it looked like Viewpark was kind of had some guys around, but at this point of the game, you know, Viewpark has made a decision. It's a business decision. We got to last the season, so this game's out of hand. We may let that one go.
Well, Coach, I get to do a lot of high-level film and music work down in Hollywood, and sometimes I go stay at my L.A. cousins' houses. And one of my favorite things to do after games like these is rub it in. You let them tell it, they're going to beat us in everything. Well, I tell them, not in football, young man, not in football. Kick is up. Kick is good. Frontier Titans up 35-0 over the Viewpark Knights. We'll take a quick break and come right back after this.
while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell down. Drive away a GMC Sierra 4-door, only $29,990, or save up to $10,000 off select Sierra HD models. Summer sell down offers end September 3rd.
Welcome back to Kern High Network Football with Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn. Frontier handing it to Viewpark, 35-0. Viewpark still playing with some intensity when they can, but they're just undermanned. They're going to take that kickoff out to the 26-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10. And, Coach, one of the things you talked about was they're just probably just trying to get out of here healthy enough to finish the year.
That's right. That's right. You know, and we talked about them having – you know, we talked about – we gave them a over-exaggerated saying they had 30 on the team. They're in the 20s.
Yeah, I was trying to give them 40.
Yeah, they're in the 20s. I'd say 20 and a half with a little guy down there.
He probably the toughest one on the team, Coach. I wouldn't put it past him. Spread set. We're seeing them under the center for the first time, and they're going to take this one to the locker room, and it'll be the Titans who will go to the half with the lead in an amazing display of football on both sides. And that will do it for the first half. Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn at Frontier High School. We will be right back with some halftime.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
For me, it's all about the mobile, and I still do everything online or through the ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
There are over 100 places to get pizza in Kern County, but only 4 are good enough to be called Tony's. So what's the Tony's Pizza difference? We're not giving away our secrets, but the proof is in the pizza. Tony's Spicy Mexicana, the mouth-watering Hawaiian, the award-winning Chili Verde, and so many more. Trust us, you'll find your favorite. If you want great pizza, you can play the numbers game, or you can get it right the first time. Tony's Pizza, 3 locations in Bakersfield and 1 in Shafter.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
I'm a millennial, and for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do my banking online and at the ATM. And with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, Kern Schools is always close by.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special. One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile. And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think. Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit. After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activity, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, it's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it helped prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team.
We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class so they can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us, is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
We're in manufacturing engineering. We design parts, 3D parts, 2D parts, we create assemblies.
It's helping me get training in all of this stuff, like the computer programs that we have here, the machines that we have here. We learn a lot of math in here, mostly geometry and fractions, because I love math. That's why I'm in this class.
Mr. Lemmy, he's a great instructor.
So the problem is this piece itself.
He really goes hands-on with us. He helps us as much as we can. We've learned a lot from him.
Right now we're supplying students that are skilled in the safety, basic operation of machine work, and then they also leave with some soft skills. They understand they have to be on time. They understand that they have to get up and talk to people. Most of them are walking out of here with a solid foundation in the entry level of a trade.
They can have a job anywhere they go because they have a basic understanding of what it's going to take to put products out that people are going to use.
Hopefully this is a good career for me. You know, end up doing something good, have a good life, and make some money.
All right, welcome back to Kern High Network Football Halftime Show. Kenny Calvin, joined with Rick Van Horn, and special guest, the man of the house, Titan Tom Myers. How you doing, sir?
Hey, it's my home, and I'm glad to be here. I'm sure you guys have quite an exciting broadcast that's been going on so far. 35-0, Titans convincingly winning so far here in the early going of this game.
Absolutely. First quarter was played pretty well by both teams, even though the Titans were up 14-0. I think Viewpark was actually doing a better job trying to be consistent and moving the football, even though they had some penalties, Coach. But a 21-point second quarter, 35 unanswered points for the Titans. What's your synopsis?
Well, it's a sloppy 35.
Sloppy
they
35.
had that the kicking game for Viewpark is subpar. They've had some trouble moving the ball. They're a small team, probably overmatched. Probably go back to the schedule makers back at the school and say, hey, I need to talk to you. But, we talked about this. For Frontier to get down the line here when they start playing the bigger schools and the Liberties, Centennials, and Bakersfield Highs, they got to clean up their act a little bit.
Absolutely. So, Titan Tom, this is the house. What are you most impressed with from the first half of football from the Frontier Titans?
Well, what I'm most impressed with is the running back core that we have. You saw it right there at the end of the first half in number 31, Reese Greer. And, boy, did he hit the gas and take off. And that guy's only a sophomore. Frontier has young guys. The other one that you really could take note of, again, in that young core, Riley Hernandez, big number 46. And that guy is all of 225 pounds of meat and just runs downhill. And you haven't seen him go downhill real hard yet. I think that maybe he's held back a little bit here in the early going. I don't want to say that he's holding back too much, but I've seen Riley throw people off of him and get an extra 30 yards. And so that in itself. And then, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't say anything about the senior Jacob Moon Minivong. Moon Minivong is just a super fast. I've been calling his name, and consequently, I'm substitute teaching here at Frontier, and I have Jacob in a class, and I have been calling his name wrong for 3 years.
Oh, okay, so you got it right now.
So I'm always proud of myself on saying the right thing. But yeah, Jacob, Moon Minivong heading downfield. He's got 2 touchdowns, doing really well. Haven't seen much out of the passing game, and of course, we're missing Travis Pluggy. And so Chevrolet really more of a running quarterback. Made a good pass to number 9, Jaden Hudson, on a streak route there. And we all looked in the box and said, that's way overthrown. And boy, did he catch up to that thing. And there wasn't a whole lot of air underneath it. So, just a fantastic performance on those big plays by the Titans. And, in Viewpark's, defense, this was a game that wasn't scheduled.
Yes.
Atascadero was on the schedule for Frontier. And Atascadero didn't notify Frontier, instead wanted to play Shafter today. So they're out in Shafter playing Shafter instead of playing Frontier. So they were really on the schedule here. This was a last-minute schedule in. And give it up for Viewpark. What a tough road to hoe. They're from central Los Angeles coming up here. They're a much smaller school and play in a much smaller division than we do here.
Right.
But, I'm going to give them all the credit in the world for showing up against, and I don't want to say it, in terms of this way, but Frontier is a juggernaut compared to this squad.
Absolutely.
For Viewpark. And you can pretty much tell because of the size of their school and the size of their roster. So, I'm hoping that there are no injuries in the second half. I'm hoping Frontier respectfully plays their second and third strings, gives those kids a chance to get in and get a little experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
Coach has done a great job of bringing up lower classmen. That's how you build a good program, I think, in this town. You bring the lower classmen up when you can.
Absolutely.
And that's what he's doing, and he's doing a good job. We have great sophomores this year, a fantastic core of those guys.
And you hit the nail on the head from a development perspective. One of the things Coach hit, games like this give you an opportunity to give the whole team some work. In tight games, you often have 1 or 2 tiers of your roster that you're able to work with. But a game like this where you're handily ahead, it allows you to have a healthier team going in the league. You're getting some things worked out. You're getting players that haven't had the reps in practice an opportunity because, hey, who knows who's the next guy that's not going to be available. You just talked about Pluggy not being available, and Chavaria came out and put on a show, I would say, in his first half. He made some improvised plays. My favorite play of the first half was him having a bubble screen that was covered and extending the pocket and then dropping it over the top of the defender.
On the fourth down.
And that's where he has the ability to do that, where Travis Pluggy may not have had that because he doesn't move as fast as Chavaria. What Travis has is he's 6'4", and he can look over the offensive line and throw a dart. And for all intents and purposes, we don't want to lose Chevrolet because we can use him in slot positions and other places. But Pluggy may be coming back this season. You know, I talked to Travis on a daily basis because I see him every day. That cast is up to his shoulder and bent. He can't move his elbow. But they're locking that thing out, trying to get it back in shape. Hopefully he'll be back by the Liberty game.
Absolutely. So we're getting ready to head back in. Coach, what do you expect out of Frontier in the second half? What do you expect out of Viewpark?
Much like we talked about, I think Frontier, you're going to see Frontier come out on offense and with their number ones and really play it like it was 0-0 on this first drive, because that's kind of the general rule in football. But after that, the white flag will go up, and you'll see some other guys that you haven't seen from Frontier. All right, so, hey, it's Kenny Calvin, Rick Van Horn, and Titan Tom Myers for the Kern High Network halftime show, and we're about to get ready for some second-half action. Frontier all over Viewpark, and I can't wait till I get to L.A. tomorrow so I can brag about Bakersfield football that's happening in the Kern High District. We'll be right back with the kickoff.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account, as you grow, we'll be with you every step of the way. From your first car and everyone thereafter, to investing in your family's future, to buying that special house you'll call home. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
Welcome to the city, Motor City, where it's summer sell-down.
Welcome back to second half action. Frontier Titans versus the Viewpark Knights. Frontier leading 35-0.
And just got the opening kickoff of the second half, fumbled by Viewpark.
Oh, and they got it.
And they got it. So
wow.
It's Frontier ball, 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line.
Wow. If you couldn't start a half off worse for Viewpark. Nonetheless, 1st and 10 for Frontier heading north. They go with the inside run, quick flag in the area of holding. Hand off to Moon Minivong, and we got confirmation that that's the correct way to say the name. Titan Tom Myers told us he's a substitute teacher on campus and has had time to practice that name, Coach. So we got it down. We got it down now.
Again, we talked about you're going to see Frontier come out with their number ones. They're going to try like a madman to put this ball in with their first group, and then you'll see that white flag go up.
Yeah, and you got to wonder how the morale is for Viewpark coming out and fumbling that kickoff right away, giving it back to a high-octane Frontier offense. Clicking on all cylinders as they go counter to the left and huge hole. And, boy, you know who that reminded me of on that counter play, Coach.
And you've been in a lot of games like this where you come off and I give the sign, and it means you're done. The score was out of hand. We got to get some guys in. And I know as a starter you didn't ever want to see that sign, but –
Coach, you know I hated coming out of games because I was trying to chase your records, man. I couldn't chase your records, and the losing team was always going to put the ball in the air, so I knew it was going to be in the air.
Well, and some of those games they didn't even bother to put the ball in the air. They were just said, let's get out of here.
That's true. That's true. 2nd and 3. And nice inside run.
And this is Greer that Titan Tom was talking about. Reese Greer, the sophomore.
What I like that Greer did, Coach, he didn't have a hole initially. He actually used a little patience.
A little cut back. Yeah.
You know, speaking of counter plays and cutbacks, man, I just can't help but think of one of the greatest of all time, Steve Wofford, on that counter play that we used to run.
Yeah.
You know, it was beautiful seeing Stott and Fry Poole leading the way for my guy, Steve Wofford. Nonetheless, 1st and goal.
Looks like Greer again for the touchdown.
And there's Greer for the touchdown. And just like we said, a quick score for the Titans. And it is getting ugly in here in the Northwest. 41-0. About 3 minutes into the third quarter.
And to this point, 41-0, maybe 42 here pretty soon. Frontier has used a lot of guys. They've carried, they've had 5 ball carries, probably had 4 guys catch balls. They haven't really put the ball up in the air like they could have. So you got to hand it to the coaches at Frontier. I think they understand once the game got going how this game was going to go, and they kind of kept it calm and under control.
Absolutely, and finally something goes wrong for the Titans. They miss another PAT, so it'll stay 41-0, and we'll stay here. One of the reasons why we've stayed here more than often, because one of the new things that's happening in the Kern High League, they're trying to get more snaps in a timely manner, so it's not a whole lot of time in between plays. And it's doing a great job to keep games more efficient. You're going to have less injuries because games are being played quicker.
Yeah.
And it's better for a community to get some of these young kids off of the streets, because you think back a year or two ago, some of these games would drag out to 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
So for the first time in the second half, we'll thank our sponsors once again. Kern High Network, of course, all our staff over there. Mr. Green. I had a chance to have Stan Green on the Renegade Report as the Titans kick off. They're going to kick it right to the same guy, Jamel Bonner, and he's wrapped up quickly.
On the return, number 21, Kamari Jones.
Momentum stopped at the 26-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Viewpark, and now they can run what they talked about at halftime as an offense after that turnover on special teams.
Yeah, now you're going to see some clean numbers coming in at 41-0. At this point in the game, we have a running clock. 35 points is kind of the...
That's the status quo, huh?
Yeah, that's the landmark there.
Well, more than anything, like you talked about, for Viewpark, they want to come out and run what they started the game with, and they go with that ISO run, and it's stressed out. That Titan defensive line has played well today, Coach.
Yeah, they have, and Viewpark just hadn't had a whole lot of weapons. The quarterback's not real mobile, and if he is, he's not willing to run the ball. And they really haven't thrown the ball a ton. You figure you're outmatched up front. We're going to come out and throw the ball, and they really haven't. They've tried to still stay in their game plan, run the ball, throw when they had to.
And that's good strategy by a coaching staff that knows they're undermanned, because one of the things you don't want to do is come out and throw it 3 times in a row.
That's true, and give it back to Frontier.
With dead balls and give it back, Coach.
Yeah.
So you got a point there. 3rd and long for Viewpark. The Titans doing a great job shuffling guys in and out. One of the points that Coach made earlier, and I can definitely resonate with that, is the fact that they're playing well as a unit, Coach.
Yeah, they are. And sometimes the bad thing about it is I see some numbers out there. Man Mongbang is at corner, along with Hughes down here, number 7, who are starters on offense, and now they might be a second-team defensive guy.
Oh, and it's picked off. Ball is picked off.
That looked like Jaden Perez.
Jaden Perez gave up one nice one over there on the other side earlier, but Moon Minavon comes in and plays the other corner. He switches to the right side and gets his hand on something in his name in the paper. Gotta love it. 1st and 10 for the Titans, heading south.
Well, if they didn't pick that one, that was a lollipop thrown up there by DeAndre Armstrong. I don't know what he was thinking. He didn't want to take that sack, so he just got rid of it. And closest guys were 3 Frontier defenders.
Coach, I got one for you as Frontier goes to the line. I remember getting my third pick in the game against West High, my junior year, when they had Mark Moore, and it was a duck just like that. But I was not about to let nobody else get it because I was trying to get that single game mark with you. As they go power off the right side, huge gain. It's going to be a 12-yard gain by number 20, Ryan Bazanich.
We saw Bazanich in the first half carry the ball. And so, like I said, Frontiers had already 5 guys carry the ball in the first half. I don't know if they can go any deeper.
Well, Coach, I got to tell you, sorry to cut you off, but being that we won so many lopsided games, nothing felt better as a starter than seeing your guys get an opportunity.
Yeah. That locker room was a lot more jovial after the game.
1st and 10. They go ISO again.
Bazanich. We may see a lot of Bazanich here this second half. He's only a junior.
One of the things Titan Tom talked about was the youth that Frontier has, and one of the things I like about seeing a full sideline is the opportunity for those young guys to come in and have an impact. 2nd and 7 for the Titans.
They've got 6 sophomores up on this varsity, and a lot of those guys, we've called their names already.
Wilco's team as well today. They're going power off the left side. Great job pulling.
Nice tackle by Viewpark there. Who is that? I'm thinking it's my guy number 14.
I bet it's your guy. I put money on it. And it definitely is. And guys,
I tell you what.
Yes.
I got to respect him. Okay?
Absolutely.
He's playing hard. Both sides of the ball.
Chima Uka.
He's a guy that might be playing on Saturday somewhere.
Absolutely. Chima Uka, Jr., 5'11", 180 pounds, has been all over the place for his Viewpark team in a lopsided game where it'd be so easy to give up. Got to admire his spirit. 3rd and 7. Looks like we're going to have encroachment. We'll wait for the call. Dead ball encroachment, it is against Viewpark. And as Coach Van Horn reiterated too, they're playing under man. But one thing you can tell about on a play like that is the fact that they're still ready to get after it. And you got to admire the spirit of a team that's getting their teeth kicked in, still willing to line up and play.
That's right.
Power off the right side. Great blocking by the left guard and tackle. Definitely will get numbers on that.
On the handoff, number 20, Ryan Bazanich. Brought down by number 51, Darren Garcia.
You know, at this point, probably the earliest I've ever started thinking about players of the game, you know. But, you know, from Frontier, you've got Jaden Smith, receiver, 2 touchdowns. You've got Moonmanovich.
Touchdown Titans.
That was Bazanich. At the end of the night, he may be their leading ball carrier.
And we can't give him player of the game because it didn't have an impact on the first half. So we talk about players of the game. Coach, you said Jaden Smith, he has 2 touchdowns. Chavaria's
just played solid.
Solid.
Managed the game. Which brings me to number 1, Jacob Moonman there. Okay. And the difference is Jaden Smith had the drop in the corner on that pass.
I agree.
So we haven't voted yet, but that's where I'm leaning.
Okay. Kick is up. Kick is good. Oh, kick is no good. So that's the second missed PAT for the Titans.
Yeah. Coach
It'll be 47-0.
Coach Bandon can't be happy with that because you're going to need those points. You're going to need all the points you can muster up when Centennial comes to town and Stockdale and.
Absolutely. You think about just this area alone. You have Centennial, who's playing very well. Max Ritchie looked phenomenal that first game that we covered. Yeah. Liberty's always going to play you tough.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids played on some of the same youth football teams together and then went to different high schools.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see it, Coach. .405 remaining to play in the third quarter. Kenny Calvin, Dr. J, and Rick Van Horn of the Kern High Network. We want to thank Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Motor City, and Bakersfield College for all the amazing things they do. We want to thank the Achieve magazine and the staff that puts that together. You can get the Achieve magazine at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union in every high school campus. And, hey, you can even come by my house and get one if you don't have one. Ball is kicked off, taken at the 10. Oh, huge block by the Knights. Number 74, Dion McGraw, the senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds. And that's what we're talking about not giving up no matter what the scoreboard says. Because
so are you saying number 2 there for Frontier, Jalen Stevens, got a wake-up call, huh?
Yes, you can't be running around there like the game's over because you're up 47 points because guys still want to hit you back.
That's right.
And that's exactly what happened. Woo! Love seeing that. 1st and 10 for Viewpark. Something to be excited about. They'll love that in film, won't they, Coach?
Yeah, they sure will.
Trips open set, and they're going fade, and I don't blame them. And they are not on the same page. And it's one of the things that happens when you're so heavy inside run, and then you need to start stretching the ball out, right, Coach?
Yeah, and this is a more match, Frontier's got some of their number 2s in there and some of their younger guys, and this is a chance for them to work on their passing game, because they're not going to get as much pressure up front, going to give Armstrong a little time to throw now.
Yeah, you got to think Coach Bandy may be calling the dogs off a bit, doesn't want to rub it into the face of a team that took a game this late.
And you're not going to get upset because Viewpark's throwing the ball a little bit.
Absolutely. And they go that inside run. Running back gets outside. Oh, and he looked like he had a step to get that corner. But he'll have the first down.
Chima Uka.
There he is again, coach's man. Chima Uka trying to do as much as he can. And you can tell he's an athlete, Coach.
Yeah.
Welcome sight for the Knights. A 1st and 10. 2:16 remaining to play in the third quarter. Here at Frontier High School with a beautiful full moon. This will be the biggest one you will see until the year 2040.
Wow.
Trips left set. They go inside run again.
You were paying attention in science class, huh?
Coach, that was my favorite subject. You know what? I also love history because Mr. Sikowski.
Yes.
Coach's dad made you love history.
Yeah.
I loved being a student after having Mr. Sikowski as a teacher. He changed my whole life as a student.
My freshman baseball coach, my JV basketball coach,
wow.
Vince Earl.
Got you.
Great family.
So it'll be 2nd and 6. Trips left set for the Knights. They're going bubble screen.
Oh.
And it should have been incomplete.
Looked like it. I think it is, yeah.
Delayed whistle from the line judge and the head official.
Well, I got a question. That one was 10 yards from him, and it was a delay call. The play in the first half was 40 yards from him, and he threw that one right away.
Oh, you got to love it. You got former coaches in the booth. How we get on these officials sometimes, but it's a love-hate relationship. Me being a former DB, it was mostly hate. 3rd and 6 for Viewpark, trying to do their best they can to put some kind of points on the board. Trips right set for Armstrong. Dead ball. And it looks like we're going to have false start by Viewpark. 5-yard penalty, and they will repeat 3rd down. It'll be 3rd and 11. 17 seconds remaining to play. You know, we have a bit of time. We'll get to it after this snap. We'll talk about some upcoming matchups, see if we can get a couple scores. Trips right set for Viewpark. They're going with that swing pass again to Chika Uma. Oh, and he has some wiggle, still on his feet. Frontier doing a great job trying to pursue, but like you said, Coach, Uma.
Well, that was number 2 there, it looked like.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Chika.
Talking about big 79 there for Frontier. Missed the tackle. He cut back 5 yards. He still hadn't gotten up, and the play had gotten back to him, and he was on the bottom of the pile.
Have to love the effort put on display.
That was Samoki Hill for Frontier.
Samoki Hill.
He said, I'll just wait right here. You guys will come back to me.
Well, Coach, we got a quick message from my teammate that you saw on the way in. It was so classic. I talked about how classic it was for me and you to pull up at the light together on the way to the game.
Yeah.
And then the first person that screams my name when I come through the gate is my old fullback, Tony Garcia, who you had just saw.
Yeah.
He said he wants a picture of us, so we got to get that to Tony.
Okay. With him in it?
No, we're going to send him a picture of me and you. But that's what you love about Kern High football. You come to these kind of events, you expect to just come to put in work, and you end up shaking 30 hands on your way to the booth because of the rich history that's involved in the district. So I want to thank everybody at Kern High Network, beautiful staff, and welcoming me to join my coach, Rick Van Horn, for a full season for the first time as part of Kern High Network as Viewpark sets up to punt.
This is always an adventure here. All right.
The rugby punt trickles down to the 27-yard line, and you got to love the spirit.
14, he should have probably 14 for Frontier. Ian Cepeda probably missed his chance there. That was the one time of the season you're stuck back there as a punt returner against a Viewpark whose punt team isn't the greatest. You want to catch that ball on the bounce and go.
So it looks like we got a score in from VP over at BHS.
I think they just announced. When did you get that? 14-7 BHS?
I just got that about 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
14-7 BHS, 9 minutes left in the third.
I think Tom just announced 17-14 Ridgeview.
Wow. Okay. So we got to get VP to get it together over there. Nonetheless, we got some other scores. Santa Maria was up 14-0 over Golden Valley. Rigetti is up 42-0 on Centennial. Wow. Titans go with the power off the right side, and that looks like Hughes on the carry.
Well,
Oh, no, that's Moon Minivon still getting carries.
Still getting carries late in the game.
The coach is trying to win that T-shirt.
Yeah, I might call off the dogs and set him down for a while.
Yeah, as well as he's played, I would definitely try to get him some rest going in the league. But we have a few more scores. I have a Atascadero 7-0 versus Shafter. Oh, so that actually we have an update. Ridgeview 17, BHS Drillers 14. Dr. J with the quick backup. Oh, high snap. It's kept by the quarterback, and he might have room to get around the corner. Great effort after the high snap.
That was Jaden Hudson. They've shut Chavarria down. Now that was Jaden Hudson in on that. Actually, a good play. It was a bad snap, and he made something out of nothing there.
You know, and that's one of the things that happens when you bring in a center that doesn't get the snaps. Playing with a quarterback that he doesn't get to play with often. You got 2s and 3s in there.
Yeah. You know, at this point, you know, with Pluggy out and Chavarria the 2, they may not have a number 3, so Jaden just might be an athlete in there taking snaps.
Absolutely, and that's handed off to Moon Minivong. And right now, Coach Bandy might be trying to get his guy a little bit of preseason love, boost up some of them yardage numbers for late in the year, having them in this late.
That might have been his last. That might have been his last carry there.
Great job by the Frontier staff. You know, one of the things we noticed at some of these games, you have so much happening in the high schools nowadays. Great job by the staff keeping things in order on the Frontier campus. We got a flag as Bazanich takes the power handoff. We'll see what that penalty is. 7:53 remaining to play in the fourth quarter.
And we want to tell the fans out there, we do have a running clock.
10 yards from the spot of the foul, still first down.
We have a running clock. We had a quick transition in the fourth quarter. That's why we couldn't really take a break. But nonetheless, I got to say, for us to see Frontier for the first time, I'm very impressed with them on both sides of the football. You know, and I think having a backup quarterback coming in and playing and doing this well is a victory, a moral victory for sure for the locker room.
Yeah, it is. Anytime you can have two capable quarterbacks, you know, and not really take a step down from your starter, definitely works in Frontier's favor.
Absolutely. So, Coach, we had a first quarter that lasted forever. We had a second quarter filled with outbursts of points by Frontier. We have a third quarter that starts off with a fumbled kickoff and a touchdown from the Titans, and that just blew this game wide open.
Yeah. Now we're just going through some formalities here.
Pistol formation, and they go power off the right side. Huge hole. Now it's a foot race across the 30.
And up to number 20, Ryan Blazinic.
Great job blocking by Chris Saldana, the right guard. Huge hole. I love giving my offensive line props, man, because being skilled guys, sometimes we get to talk to the media. We get our name announced because we're making tackles or catches. Those big guys in the trenches put in all the work with limited recognition, so try my best to get them the credit that they deserve. 1st and 10, Frontier. Looks like we have a dead ball, false start penalty.
Yep, against Frontier.
False start called against the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And Coach Bandy, as well as the offense is moving the ball, definitely can't be happy with that, no matter what time is left on the clock. 5:23 remaining to play. Kenny Calvin, Rick Van Horn, and Julian Wilson. We got Vance Palm, and who's over there with Vance?
Willie.
Mr. Willie. Mr. Wiley over there at BHS for the for the Ridgeview Driller game. Sounds like they got a good one going, 17-14. I know Ridgeview will be extremely excited to sneak away with a victory. Their Frost-Off game yesterday was a 34-27 game that the Drillers came away with. I heard we have a kid named Tybo who's phenomenal to watch, number 22. So I'm excited to see what he's going to have later down the line.
Yeah.
We got a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick break. Kern High Network Football will be right back after this.
So while your financial life may start out with a Rocky Raccoon account.
Okay, so that was a quick timeout. We're right back on the Kern High Network with 4:28 remaining to play. Nuke formation, we call it nuke, up on the hill because it's spread set. And they're going with that 27 power to Pazanich for no gain. And I got to tell you, one thing I'm admiring in a lopsided game, Coach Van Horn, is the camaraderie and teamwork or not teamwork, but just good sportsmanship that I'm seeing from both sides of the football in a lopsided game, especially from Viewpark.
Yeah, you got to hand it to Viewpark. They were mismatched from the get-go. They showed a lot of class, both their players and their coaches. Their fans, not a big fan base over there, but they're taking it like a man.
Taking it like a man, getting up, shaking hands. I haven't seen anything dirty. That's one of the things that, we appreciate from a eye in the sky perspective, because I talk about my experience as a college recruiter. And one of the things that I would see in lopsided games, we would point out players to watch on the team that's getting beat just to see what kind of character they had.
That's right.
Because sometimes the best player that we're coming to watch is on the team that's getting their teeth kicked in.
Yeah.
And we want to see what kind of spirit and integrity you have when you're down.
That's right. What kind of character do you have? Are you showing out there? And, like we said, Viewpark they haven't talked. They come out and played, let the chips fall where they fall, and they'll get on the bus and go home and say, hey, that's one for you, Frontier.
Absolutely. And I respect an organization like that, because I've seen too many times where it goes the other way. 3rd and 9 for Frontier. Twins right set, pistol formation. The quarterback keeps it. Nice fake. Still on his feet. Tackled at the 12, and they're probably going to get him for grabbing the back of the helmet. May call it as a horse collar, but you can't grab a player's helmet from the back.
Right. But it looked like if he called something, it was going to be a horse collar, but I don't know if you can grab a horse collar from the front. There you go.
So they're going to wave it off, and you called it, Coach.
It looked like the tackler was from the front.
Yes.
And grabbed him, but.
And that's another thing that we've seen that's worked well tonight. Great communication amongst officials. Not just go with a call because of how late in the game it is,
right.
and give them yards.
Because that's about the 3rd one they've called off.
Absolutely. That's great communication. 28 power. And the tackle was broken. It looked like it's going to be in for another score. And it's touchdown, Titans. And with that one, at 2:52 remaining to play, it'll make it 53-0, and the cheerleaders get to take a lap. But as much credit as we've given Viewpark this drive, we definitely have to give the coaching staff of Frontier Titans all the love in the world, because they're doing a great job with every unit that steps on the field, Coach.
Yeah, they're getting, like we said, a lot of guys getting time here. They've pulled off the dogs, haven't thrown the ball. Strictly run on that whole drive there.
So we'll have a dead ball. We'll figure out what's happening. Dead ball encroachment penalty by Viewpark. They're still trying to get after it. But nonetheless, taking a huge lopsided display, 53-0 with 1:56 remaining to play. Dr. J, Coach Rick Van Horn. We'll start talking player of the game after this kick. Kick is up. Kick is good. So we'll stay here and talk Kern High Network Player of the Game as the clock continues to chop. So, Coach, I'll let you begin. You have seniority over us when it comes down to the knowledge of this game. So who are you going with?
Well, like we talked about earlier, you had Jaden Smith had a great game, 2 touchdown passes. You had the quarterback, Chavarria, played a great game coming in, getting his first start, throwing some good balls, managing the game. But I think our man Jacob
Moonmanovong. I'm combining names. I'm sorry, guys. I know you're going to watch this back.
Moonmanovong. That's my guy.
Yes.
That's my vote.
Jacob Moonmanovong is Coach Van Horn's guy. So we're going to go over to Dr. J. Dr. J. So who do you feel? Who do you feel?
The jury's still out. Give me a minute.
Okay, so Dr. J got about 35 seconds to go. And like you said, I came in here expecting to see an explosive game on the edge from Jaden Smith. He definitely showed that. Chavarria, coming in as a backup quarterback, definitely did a great job doing what he was supposed to do. But like you said, and your guy Uma still trying to make plays as they take that kickoff. I would definitely say with 7 seconds left, I have to go with Moonmanovong. Based on the fact that he helped this game be easier because they were able to hand the ball off to him to get things done on the ground. And you don't win a football game like this without having a solid running back that you can depend on. So I'm going to go with Jacob Moonmanovong as well.
I think so. I think almost unanimous. I don't know what Mr. Julian Wilson.
We're going to have to go with the quarterback.
We're going with the quarterback?
We got to go with the quarterback. Team, the tempo, and it's always that way. So for this win from Frontier, we'll go with the quarterback.
Well, hey, Dr. J said it. We have been outranked by our senior official, Dr. J, and he's going to go with Chavarria, which I can't argue with because he comes in as a backup. A lot on your shoulders as a backup coming into a football game like this. Gets the win, gets the shutout, and you put up 55 points, leading your team as the second-string quarterback. So our player of the game for this broadcast will be Israel Chavarria. Amazing display as Frontier wins 54-0. This is Kenny Calvin with my coach, the legend, Rick Van Horn, and Dr. J. We will catch you next week. I don't know where I will be, but it will be a blessing to be there.
That's right.
Until we meet again, Kern High Network Football, we want to thank our sponsors at Kern Schools Federal Credit Union, Motor City, Bakersfield College. If you're on the road tomorrow, come catch Bakersfield College as we face El Camino College down there and look for our first win of the season. This has been Kenny Calvin, and we will see you next week. All right.